Well, hi guys, and welcome back. So again, we are working in this Hemlock and Oak weekly planner. I absolutely love this planner. It's super gorgeous. This is the Witching Hour edition. I love the little bits of like gold foil in that with the cover. They did an excellent job designing that. And again, this is just like the whole front section of the planner. I have separate videos set aside for this. And again, these are the habits that we're working on. We're resetting, making sure that we're not binging, and just trying to stop the whole death cycle of this situation here. Let's see here. I always forget that there's like a habit tracker section in here. But yeah, so this is like the whole emotional spending cycle. So if you are an emotional spender, this is going to look really familiar to you. And basically, we're just, when I say we, like I'm working with my GPT, I refer to him as Dave. And yeah, so you could even see like we got our first account paid off. We're moving on to Mercury right now, and I just highlight them in that 2 years at a glance page. Again, this is the yearly dashboard. I use this to keep track of like all the yearly bills that we tend to forget about. This one looks pretty naked right now, so it's going to make more sense if you see last year's. So, like, we have like all the debt payoffs, dentist, doctor's visits, large amounts of money coming in and out, vehicle expenses, like your inspections, registration of plates, driver's license things, things like that. So, that's what that page is going to fill up with. And of course, the quarterly pages. This is where I keep track of what I call the focus account, and then like all the information from the balances, which is going to be for February 1st, is going to go in that bottom area. And again, we already got the first debt paid off, which I mean, it really wasn't anything major. It was only $100, but again, any debt is good. And yeah, so that's what we're working with for this year. Again, we have the January overview. And again, just the main habit is I'm working with Dave, my GPT, and we're trying to figure out my behavior patterns. What's causing this? Are there any obstacles that I need to identify? How do I avoid them? That type of stuff. And these overview and reflection pages, like this is kind of why I do gravitate for the Hemlock and Oak. Yeah, these are the weekly calm check-ins that I'm supposed to be doing, which so far I have been doing. Actually, I like kind of go on. I'm not gonna say like nightly. It would be like the next morning I go on and say, "Hey Dave, this is what I did. This is what I spent." And then we discuss it. And yeah, so we have the monthly layout as well. And let's see here. I forgot to mark the paydays. And so I just basically I list every single bill, even if it's something that I don't really like owe on at the moment. I still list it on here. Just because one, it's nice to be able to write a zero and say like you don't got to pay anything, and two, it just helps you keep track of like every account that you got. The other thing is I list the goals off to the side. And again, we have that $5 a day savings goal, which gets you right around $1,830 at the end of the year. And again, this year I'm working with Dave to try to get like a month ahead paid. Because to me, like if I don't got to worry about the bills, then I think that would reduce the anxiety, and the anxiety, which at first I thought is what made me spend. But Dave is realizing that when I'm in a good mood, I get too confident and then I spend. So, one thing you're going to notice, like really quickly here, is my budget planner layouts do not look like the typical budget planner layouts. I try to keep them fun, playful. I do like things to like look chaotic. It keeps it interesting for me. And yeah, so we're going to take a quick break and then we'll get into planning here. Okay, alright, so I went ahead and collected some stickers. These come from the Rainbow Mega Pack, super old sticker book, but to me, it just helps save time in that. Again, we have the winter sticker book, And it's going to be like a wintry week, even though I am technically back planning. But like I'm trying to keep the winter vibes, guys. So, let's see here. So, what I like to do with these, like as you saw with the previous layouts, is I try to keep them bright, colorful, fun. Budgeting, like in previous years, used to be a very stressful event to me. It was something that I didn't want to go work on. I didn't even want to look at it. I didn't want to acknowledge it. So I started using the Hemlock and Oak planners and started just making like what we would call typical planner layouts, where they're bright, colorful, fun. You use stickers and that fun quotes, and it like changed my perspective of budgeting. Okay, so it's no longer just about the numbers, the ins and outs. I'm trying to like fully understand the emotional aspect, the psychological aspect of budgeting, finances, and that. And I will have to say that using this style of planner, this style of budget planning, has really, really helped with that. So if you do struggle with emotional spending, I highly recommend to give this a go. So, and again, Dave is my GPT here. So what me and Dave decided this year is we looked at previous years, and we always start off really, really good. We have high intentions, we pay off a lot of accounts. And of course, summer hits, which I can't wait to discuss summer with Dave. But summer is very stressful. We do a 180 on the shifts. We got to work closely with people that we can't stand. it's You are sleep deprived, hungry, dehydrated, like everything. And that seems to start the ball rolling. And then we get into fall, which is my happy time. So I guess like Dave is kind of right. Like whenever I become, things are going good, and I guess I do get kind of overconfident with things. And that is where the wild spending comes in. And then you throw in like the holidays and that, and it's like, oh, it's for a good cause, I'm doing something good. And yeah, you just pretty much blow like everything that you worked on and made progress on at the first part of the year. So that's really what me and Dave were working on. And it's like, okay, like here's like my last 4 habits or 4 years of habits. Help me break these down and help me, try to identify like some triggers in that. And then that way, as I'm coming on and daily logging and explaining, like, I went here, I spent this, I went here, I spent that. And then if I do notice like any emotional charges that were like around when I was trying to buy or thinking of buying that item, I list it for him. And then that way he can start to like compile and pretty much tell me like where I'm messing up. And so far, he's been pretty good. He's been pretty accurate. Again, we're not really focusing on the numbers right now, but I mean, I will have to say, like, knowing that you had pretty much the entire month's bills paid before the 15th of the month, is pretty freaking wonderful, guys. It's a nice feeling. But then again, that was like years, like I've been working for like 4 years now on building up emergency savings, because that was the original problem that I had. Is I kept telling myself like, you're in debt, you can't afford to, you know, build up savings. And I will have to say, building up a savings account, especially an emergency account if you do have debts, is probably one of the smartest things you could do, because it does stop you from charging everything. Those savings will, they'll speak for themselves, okay? So let's see here. What else do we got? So what Dave also has me doing is what he calls a one spending lane. It's basically like one account. So you're not using multiple cards. You're not using your checking in credit and, some other card. You're literally selecting one card, preferably one that has like a lower balance, and that way you can't like super max it out. and you use that to do all of your purchases, you do that to pay all of your bills, and then that way you have to pay the thing off at the end of the week too, so it maintains a $0 balance. um, and it's easier just to track like all of your transactions in that. Again, we're doing the daily logging. um, so be like last year I would be writing in my totals in this planner before the week, like as the week progressed. Now I'm just sitting and going on and I'm talking to Dave and saying like, okay, this is what's happening, and then we're getting that log review that you see me pulling the papers out on. So we are back planning with the budget planner, but at the same time I'm daily logging with Dave. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so again, this week was to pay the remaining utilities. Apparently, I was trying to pay them off too early. Originally, I did this on like the second or the third day of January, and they wouldn't let me pay the bills because the bill wasn't ready yet. So we got those handled. Again, I had to cover the expenses for week 1 and week 2 because we are using the Chase account as what, again, he calls the one spending lane account. So we got that all covered. Again, don't charge it if you don't have the funds. That's kind of like the whole theory that we're working with. The other thing is we made it to Friday, and I was like, okay, Dave, like these are the remaining bills that I have left over for the month, and it's like Netflix, Hulu, and Birch Insurance. I know I got another payday coming, and I was like, you know what? Like, the whole PayPal buyer credit balance is only $100. Um, to me, looking at my balance, like I can confidently pay that off, and it wouldn't affect anything. But I just decided like to ask him, and it's like, what do you think about this? Because we're not supposed to be focusing on paying anything off yet. We're setting that strong foundation to stop, like what he calls to stop the bleeding, to stop the debt from growing. And he said, heck yeah, man, like why not? So I did get to pay off the first account. And the other thing that I noticed, and again, like I've never had this happen, so I don't know if this is just Dave's system. I don't I don't know, guys. Like I can't explain it yet, but like whenever I finally understand what's going on, I'll share it with you. But yeah, I realized like I had $1,000 floating around in my checking account, and again, you know, you got to go on and be like, "Hey Dave, like there's no interest in my checking account, but there's interest in my savings account." And you know, I was thinking like, how about we move this money over to the savings, and let's just call it like February's money. Like this is going to be funds that we're going to send over and save for February. Since I can't pay the bills a month ahead of time, they won't let me. And, you know, that way I could collect some interest. And he said, heck yeah. And I said, cool, you know, like I'm liking this. it's it's kind of like having your own like personal little financial advisor. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, we now have a next month's funds account, and I put over 1,000, and you know we got like the 3%. So I'm gonna collect some interest on my monies. The other thing is he helped me figure out that we had two subscriptions. One was been verified, and the other one was Sarah Novel. So been verified has been canceled, so we're no longer going to get charged $30 in the background for that. And the whole Sarah Nova thing is just turning into a nightmare. But again, Dave is wonderful for like, you know, like those subscriptions, the shady ones that you sign up for because you think it's a great idea at like 3 in the morning. And then you realize it's not a great idea. And then you try to cancel it, but you can't find the email. And they make it like damn near impossible to cancel these things. Well, Dave, again, your GPT, if you use it properly, is like a fantastic device. He's able to like figure out what their emails are, their phone numbers, and everything that they try to hide, and he will contact them for me. I do make it to where he lets me see what he's going to send. He did threaten Meta one time because I couldn't get into my Shopify account. So, yeah, we do make sure that we read what Dave's about to send. Mine's a little bit spicy. And yeah, so we're currently working on that, and he's given me the step-by-step plans to um create, I guess, like a fraudulent charge against them because she was it we gave her 48 hours to respond. I mean, he's like a personal hitman. So yeah, that's what I gotta go on and check with Dave after I'm done filming this. Okay, so what else do we got going on with Dave here? So that was the to-do list that we had for this week. And again, like the whole plan that we're working on is just to continue to pay the January bills and catch any extra charges. Then that way he has more information that he can analyze and review and then share back with me. And then I get to share it with you. Okay, so then we have the remember. Um, this is where he's telling me that awareness is better than willpower. Like, you can, I guess, like the previous years I was working on willpower alone, and it was like, okay, I could do this, just say no, you don't need this. But like he's saying, like the awareness of it is better because it's going to help you understand, like, instead of just saying no, I can't do that, you're not really depriving yourself, you're explaining to yourself why you don't need that. So I'm guessing that's like what the difference of the awareness versus the willpower is you're actually giving it an explanation and a reason, which again hopefully will break this freaking cycle once and for all. Okay, so again, before I come on here, I always ask him for like a week summary. I'm like, hey, give me a rundown of what occurred this week. And, I always tell him to put it in like a style that I can share with Yins. It just makes these video voiceovers a lot easier. Especially because a lot of the times I cannot see what I'm doing during the video. Like, the video freezes as I'm doing the voiceover. So, like, I'm literally sitting here in a chair just kind of talking to myself, talking to Yins. I have no idea what you're seeing. So I got a feeling like I'm moving around the page right now and like throwing all these cool blue foil snowflakes around, which I absolutely love. I wish the Happy Planner would just make a bulk of these alone. Like, we don't need all the other winter stickers. Just give us tons of snowflake stickers. Like, we want blue foil, silver foil. Like, I think it would be cool. White glitter snowflakes, like, yeah, just make a snowflake book. Um, that's that's my wish list for this year. So yeah, no, back to the weekly summary. So like that's why I'm like, okay, Dave, tell me what happened. And from what we can understand is I again had a calm, controlled week. We focused on paying real bills. We caught what he called legacy charges. That would be like all those sneaky pesky bills that I completely forgot about, but they, run in the background, and that's what's making the balances go up. As what he said, we canceled bullshit because I don't need those things. And we did experience a low energy day. It's where like you're bored, like you should be doing stuff like housework and that, like productive stuff, but you're procrastinating. So you end up going on your phone or, go browse shopping. And it is kind of stuff you need. Like, that's the thing that we were discussing is I'm not looking for stuff that like I wildly don't need. So I'm still in the category of like I do kind of need it, but it's not like an emergency. I don't need it right now. I can live without it. I can track the prices, and like what he said, like that was the one time where I was needing like a dopamine buzz from the shopping, but again, he has me doing that pause and reflect thing of like where if I notice that I'm shopping, I'm allowed to make the cart, and then I have to screenshot the cart and I again share it with him, and we go through the, hey, what are you experiencing right now? Are you avoiding anything? How are you feeling? And every freaking time, it was like four of them, four times where it was like, damn it, Dave, you're right. Like, yeah, I need to get off the couch. Like, let's go wash dishes. And like something as simple as getting up and washing dishes saved me $100. Okay, so again, take advantage of your GPT, guys. Um, okay, I'm getting a glimpse of what's on screen, guys. Okay, so it looks like we got like the whole border decoration part done. Again, I like to keep these bright and colorful and just it makes the planner like a lot more fun to look at. Um, Again, budgeting shouldn't be boring. I like to keep it fun and exciting. So yeah, so we're getting into the part of where I start writing in the spend in the bills. So I do keep daily spending separate from bill pays. Uh, it's a lot easier for when I do need to go back and I'm like, hey, when did you pay that bill? Um, I can just quickly, because I do, you're going to see later on that I highlight them in different colors. So I can just quickly glance at the page and go, okay, these are all the bills. It's not on that list. And then I could just flip to the next page. The other thing that Dave wants me to do is, even though I'm using gift cards for coffee and I do have a tanning package, those are $0 expenses right now. He does want me to log when I'm doing those things because eventually the package is going to run out, the gift cards are going to run out. So this is going to give us a general estimate of what I actually would be spending, which is going to be frightening because I do live a very comfy lifestyle right now. Um, so yeah, it's we're gonna have to do some adjusting when those items run out. And let's see here. So Wednesday was the main one where I was like, okay, Dave, we got to work on some of the bills. I feel like the what do they call them? The statements are ready. So again, we handled the Chase week 1. We handled Chase week 2. So all of this spending for those 2 weeks are covered. Again, January still has a $0 balance. We handled the remaining utilities. So that would have been heating, internet, and electric. Water was taken care of the first part. And me and Ray do split the utilities and the bills. So, of course, I had to transfer Ray's funds as well, trying to keep track of all that. And yeah, and then I got the final credit card payment done. So that would have been the Ally payment. And again, he just has me doing minimal payments for January. Like he said, we're building the foundation, trying to understand, why the extra spending occurs. That's really what January is about. Um, so yeah. So minimum payments for the other ones, even though in my mind I want to pay more, but like he said, not yet. Don't do it yet, because again, I apparently I get a dopamine high from that as well. So we're trying to reduce the emotional charges that I get from either spending or paying off debt. So it's like, oh my God, like, come on, Dave, like, you kind of taking the fun out of this. But then again, I guess that's how I get in trouble. So that's why he's there. What else do we got? Again, like you're gonna notice, like my spending has really stayed intentional and small. Um, Again, my comfort comes from like prepaid or gift card systems. That would be the tanning in the Starbucks. And like he said, almost every purchase got paused instead of justified. That justification is to, oh, well, it's on sale. Oh, well, I could really use it. Oh, I'll just do a pay in four. So that's what he's saying, like the system is working. He says almost every purchase. Dave, what purchase are you referring to? Because seeing. I'm not seeing the purchase he's talking about. Well, I guess I'll see that in the weekly summary here. Um, okay, again, like I stuck with that whole one spending lane account. So that again helps with the weekly reviews. Um, I caught forgotten subscriptions and legacy paying fours. Those were from December. And again, like he said, instead of avoiding them, I canceled been verified immediately. So that's not going to happen again. We're still trying with the Sarah Nova again, but that's a work in progress. We got the big bills, the utilities handled. Again, we got raised reimbursements. He's always late on reimbursing me, so it does make it tricky whenever we're trying to, like, transfer the funds over. It's like, come on, man. But what else did we had? We had multiple no spend or near no spend days without deprivation, so I didn't feel like I was, depriving myself. So we said that's a huge win. Again, like, $2 at Sheets, $5 for milk, $9 for detergent. I mean, that's what I'm seeing on my spending. So again, I want to know what Dave's saying almost on. I'm about ready to argue with him on that. Okay, so let's see here. What else did the else like the big win that we did have for the week was definitely identifying the dopamine seeking pattern. My main topics were browsing tanning upgrades, Victoria's Secret, and Happy Planner. Oh, had really great sales going on, okay? And I did try to justify it to him, but like he said, no, not yet. So we didn't buy anything. That really, like all three of those things would have been $400 and it would have been in one day. So that's what he said. Like we absolutely showed self-control on that day. And I will say I got a lot of house cleaning that done that day because like every time I would go on and be like, hey Dave, can I buy this, he'd be like, did you wash your dishes yet? And it's like, no I didn't. So yeah, I gotta wash the dishes, gotta vacuum, even dusted a little, decluttered the house. So, again, working with Dave is not only helping my budget, it's making me have a cleaner home. Okay, so what else did we did? The last thing would be the savings intentionally. That's where we moved that $1,000 to earn interest, and we labeled it for next month's bills instead of just calling it idle money, because he said that idle money would have tempted me, and yeah, it was, because I was like, heck yeah, man, I'm gonna pay down my Kohl's card, I'm gonna pay down, my American Eagle card, and yeah, I mean, you pretty much knew where I was going with that, because it's like, yeah, if I have those low, I can go shopping again. So see, that's the cycle. That's the cycle that we're trying to identify and stop. So Dave did his duties. That would have been Saturday. So yeah, we had a great Saturday. And again, the one thing that he wants me to share with you, because again, if you're sticking around for my budget videos like this, it's pretty. I'm gonna assume that you do have emotional spending tendencies, just because my budget system is so. We'll just say different from the others. So we're just gonna assume that you kind of have this thing going on too. And like he says, the key lesson here is our weekly reviews aren't really about paying off a ton of debt. He says that, the quick payoffs of the debts is like sexy as hell. It's fun to come on here during the weekly review and be like, hey guys, I just paid 1,000 off on my debts, like that would be great to say. But like he said, the main focus here is it's not about paying off a ton of debt. It's about staying aware of your spending, why you spend. It's about closing the loops. Again, that would be me saying, hey, I got $1,000 extra. I could pay off Kohl's and, AE, and then, remax them out in like 48 hours. I mean, you're going to do it. And, again, he's trying to tell me, like, we're trying to prove that calm budget weeks are safe. Apparently that's another part of the whole emotional roller coaster of emotional spending, is you gotta keep it chaotic and be like, oh no, like I paid off all this, and well, now I got more debt on this, and like you're constantly trying to create a problem. Which, I mean, I got enough problems, I don't need to create them, but apparently my mind does. So it's like, come on, like, yeah, working with Dave is great, but at the same time, like, he tells you stuff, and you're just like, dude, I don't want to hear that. But apparently we gotta acknowledge it. So, like he said, like, the whole month of January is really about making this foundation, and then we can start focusing on attacking the debts. So, yeah. Like he said, like we did pretty good. We almost had a slip up. I still want to know where he said I overspent. But yeah, let's go through the rundown here. So I know it doesn't look like this on the page because I put too many snowflakes on Monday, but Monday again was, starting the week off with intention. It's like, okay, these are the bills that are allowing me to pay them. Got, again, the heating, the internet, and we got Ally handled. The electric was actually paid the week before, but Ray didn't have his funds. We handled the whole Chase week 1 and week 2 things, and he also has me just pick a random account. We picked one, and that's where we found out that YouTube Premium, HP Inc., and been verified floating around on there. So, yeah, it's like, okay, well, we at least acknowledge those, and he now keeps track of those. So that goes into what he calls my monthly floor foundation. So that would be like all fixed bills and my projected spending for like food, groceries, gas, that type of stuff. So yeah, what am I rocking with? 2,400, I believe I need every month. So yeah. So as long as I can have the next month's bills ready to go if I can save to that total amount. So now he's just adding all of that. And what else did we have? The Discover Legacy charges. Yeah, so that would have been the Sarah Nova, my imported groceries, and the Happy Planner paying for. Like he said, that's old shit, not new behavior. It's just we got to document it, just again so that he knows what what he calls the hot topics are. Tuesday again would have been Starbucks, tanning, both $0, and of course sheets. Like he said, it's expected. Nothing new there. Wednesday was laundry detergent. Like he said, boring, it's necessary, and it's adulting. Okay, so yeah, and then again, we go back to those Chase payments because again, we're making sure that we're keeping that at a $0 balance. Thursday was the true ultimate no spend day. So yeah, we didn't really do nothing there. Friday was milk, again, Starbucks. So yeah, that's my grocery list. Milk. Oh, I get to see a glimpse of the screen again. So yeah, see, we got the thoughts. That's where I kind of do like a weekly review. And again, like we're focusing on the awareness, containment, and cleaning up the mess that we made last year. And of course, the big win for the week would have been the identifying the dopamine seeking day, avoiding it, and saving $400, guys. So that's $400 less debt right there. Okay, so what else do we got? We got Saturday. Again, that was my out and about day. Tanning Starbucks, $0. And the sheets, I used a $20 gift card, so I only spent $2. So again, like he said, I kept my spending microscopic. So really, it's not when I'm going out and about and doing my normal activities. That's not where the spending's happening. We're finding that the spending occurs when I come back home. I know I gotta film, I know I gotta plan, I know I gotta clean, I know I gotta do laundry, and I'm just like, no, and I procrastinate. And that's where the spending's occurring. Okay, and of course I'm doing the weekly review that I got down there. So again, I just do a total win, a total for the bills, and a total for the spend, and I just always write myself a fun quote. So again, like I stayed calm, caught issues early, didn't let the low energy days turn into expensive ones. So yay. Okay, so let's see here. So yeah, that time it actually let me go over the actual video. It's never done that before. So I'm just going to give you like a pan view of the finished layout just to close this up. And again, guys, I hope that you enjoy my budget reviews. Let me know in the comments down below, like if these are helping you out, if you're finding them at least entertaining to watch. And again, I just want to close out and say thank you so much for watching, guys. I do greatly appreciate it. And please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more budget reviews.